What it do and how you doing? It's your boy Marty, Marr, repping ETM. That's Everything Matters. Your #1 pop culture spot. Where we talk about any and everything, but most importantly, why it matters. Guess what I got across from me?
Hey, what's good, guys?
Who is that?
It's Super Dave, guys. What's up?
Super Dave, what it do and how you doing, man?
Doing good, sir.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's been a while since we did this.
Yeah. Glad you have me back on the podcast.
Oh, bro, we can't do this without you, me, and everybody else who supports. For y'all who've been saying, where's the podcast? Here it is. About a 6, 7, 8 month hiatus, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute,
Yeah.
a hot minute. What they say, it's been a couple hot girl summers, right? So today, this episode, y'all, is just to let you know what we're gonna be doing moving forward, what was up with the break, etc., etc. So without further ado, please like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna be super consistent moving forward, and hopefully the reasons today can show you why we haven't been as consistent. Well, we had a good 3-year run, but while we're year 4, we're gonna be super consistent. So, first topic, everybody want to know, where did we go and why haven't we been as consistent as we was the first couple years? You want to go first or me?
You know, let the man take the job. Like, go ahead, explain.
I'll say my piece, I'll let Super Dave say his piece, and then we'll kind of bring it together. Short version, for those who run a business, y'all will be the first to know, it costs money to run a business, right?
Yes, sir.
So the money that it costs to run ETM, Everything Matters, was at the time offsetting the money that we were bringing in on a regular basis for our living situation and the money we could generate from the business standpoint. Partly because we didn't know how to generate as much money, and partly because the lifestyles that we were living, we were able to make more money now, right? We're older, wiser. The more you do something, the better you get. So that financial standpoint, and just when life hits, man, it hits. Mental health is real. I like to think I'm a confident, strong individual. We're confident, strong individuals. But everybody has their days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, hopefully not years, but sometimes years, right? So partly just wanting to do so much, and the effort has to match that. But that's being transparent as we can be. That's a big part. Super Dave, say your piece.
Well, I guess I'll just be as honest as I can, short as possible. Pretty much, I was in a place of limbo. Like, I didn't know how I was going to generate, like Marty said, generate money to contribute to the business. Also, I was just in the limbo of whether I really wanted to be a part of the business. So it was just a little battle forth between my mental health and that, and a lot of other demon battles I had to face in life. But I'm pretty much over that, and I feel like I'm on the right path now. So, and there's a little bit of laziness too, but I'm back.
Good to say a little bit of laziness.
I gotta be honest, keep it real. Like, at those moments, you sometimes be like, yeah, I don't feel like doing it, and then if you don't do it for a consistent basis, it just starts to be contagious for you.
Contagious habit,
Yeah.
and that's not the habits we're trying to make. But you said it best, man. So to bring it all together, financially, back then it was harder. For consistency, mental health wise, it was a habit that we started to develop. From a just want-to standpoint, the effort, we don't want to produce nothing without the effort. And once the effort had decreased, then we had to cease, right? And that rhymed, but unintentionally. So now that the effort is increased, the lifestyle is increased, the financial is increased, the want-to is increased, and because y'all support us, I can't thank you enough for the people that I run across on a normal day basis, people I met in my life, past, present, and even hopefully the future, right? Just the day-to-day talks that we have, the good people who check up on us. Thank you, and this is for you first and foremost. And for the new subscribers, if it's your first time here, let's tell them what we can expect, right, with ETM. So, what you can expect from us is 100% transparency, and that just means that we're not going to tell you it's a fact without showing you the reasons to match why it's a fact. And if it's an opinion, best believe we're going to let you know it's opinion. We're going to have different sides. When we have guests on, we support our women, especially our black women. We support our culture, but we're just for everybody. It's everything matters. So we're not going to just have 1 to 2 viewpoints. We may have multiple perspectives. You can expect some music topics, definitely relationship, definitely life, and we've been on crypto a lot lately, man. That's part of the helping the financial game. So I have a couple people that's lined up who've been killing the crypto game. By killing, I ain't gonna say all their business, I'm gonna let them say it, but I mean like thousands of dollars. So I don't know about you, I don't know about me, but I can use some thousands right now.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us what else can they expect, bro?
Definitely more content. Definitely more podcasts. Definitely more topics of opinion for the viewers. And just consistency, honestly. I mean, if y'all want some skits, we can do some skits.
Oh yeah, the skits is definitely coming back. So, that's pretty much what you can expect from us moving forward. Please, again, support. You can follow me at legend_in_training on IG, Facebook, Martin Garris. And somebody asked me, how long I'm going to be legend in training? How long are you going to be training for? I fell out laughing. I don't know, but soon, hopefully I can just be a legend, right? You know, we all train for something. Soon, hopefully I'm just a legend. So, shout out to those who said that. There's multiple of y'all. We just came back from a trip, right?
Yeah.
So let's take this time to tell y'all our experience in New Mexico, particularly Albuquerque, right?
Yes, sir.
Started off, Super Dave. What was your first thoughts of Albuquerque?
Should I start with the good, the bad,
or the ugly?
or the randomness on this skin?
Start with something. You take it. Start with something.
All right, so my overall experience, though, I would say it was the most funnest, randomest trip that ever happened in my life. It started off cool. We got to the airport. You know, we arrived at the right time.
Right, we got there cool.
They took away my coconut oil and shampoo. Didn't know you could not bring that on the plane. That's crazy.
Yeah. He tried to bring a big old canister of oil and shampoo in this junk.
Yeah. So we got on the plane. The first plane ride was, I don't remember it. I felt asleep. I ain't gonna lie. Only thing I remember, the landing was kind of rough. Definitely.
For sure. The first landing was wild. The dude hit the ground so hard, I'm like, is we okay?
Yeah.
What was up?
So then we landed in Houston. We had to wait 2 hours to take our second plane. We got on that joint. It was cool. The landing was decent. We made it to New Mexico. First time we got to New Mexico, we met ACE. We was in the rental car place. This is the crazy randomness.
Oh yeah.
This is random number one.
Number one.
We go to the rental car place. First of all, shout out to ACE.
Shout out to ACE, car rental place. We did a little review. I'll probably drop the review on Google here, and it's the reason we did the review. Shout out Amber and shout out Don. I told y'all we was gonna get y'all. We got y'all. Y'all had us.
They did get us. Well, yeah, we made it to the car rental place. So we were here like 2 hours trying to like get the transaction to get approved.
Make it like 3.
3.
We was in there about 3 hours.
So we already missed 3 hours of time already in New Mexico, sitting there in the new rental car place. I go outside and made a phone call. So while Martin was talking to the lady in the who was you talking to?
I was talking to Capital One credit card. I'm just gonna put it out there. You want me to take it from here?
Yeah, go ahead. It's
Okay.
this far.
So, y'all, apparently, you know, you have to have a certain amount of money on a credit card just to be able to do a deposit. So the rental was like $2 something. The deposit was between $250 and $500. Luckily, with a credit card, it was $250. So I had money on my credit card. Luckily, I was paying my, credit card down, and I had made a payment that day already. I just happened to pay it before I even knew this. So apparently, you can't only make, if you make more than one payment, then you can only have, you have to call them so they can authorize it. So I called them, and it was a nice lady. I will not say her name. She was an older lady. We're on the phone for about 50 minutes. And the reason we're on the phone for 50 minutes is the first 25 is regular. She's like, walk me through the steps. Like, yeah, just delete this payment and then delete both payments and then remake another payment, and then we'll be able to clear it. So she's doing everything. She's reached the rules to a T. Read me the rules 3 times, right? So she's doing her job. But apparently it's a webmaster she has to go through. And for some reason, I don't know if she got history with the webmaster. The lady goes from chippy to crying and like that fast. I had to put on a speaker. And by this time, y'all, we're holding up the line. Like we was the last one in line. Now there's a lot of people in the line. So they go outside, like you say, come back in. I got on speaker, and me and Amber, who helped us out, are just looking at this lady breaking down, y'all, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing this to you and me. I'm so sorry they're doing it to me. I just can't.
And I'm walking there, I'm confused. I'm like, what's going on? She said, she's crying.
She's
what?
crying, like basically saying they're trying to get her out of here. And I would, after 2 hours, 3 hours waiting, we would get the people who are somebody has something against, and now they're trying to get her out of here, and therefore we can't get our rental. So 20 more minutes pass, and she's going back and forth crying. She's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. I'm blown, y'all. Beyond blown. But this is how God worked. So, I was just talking her through it, like, it's gonna be okay. Thank you for trying and all that stuff. Then the dude, I guess, was asking her to ask me, is it an emergency? I'm like, well, I am out of town. We're still at the airport. We can't move without no vehicle. So I guess the emergency word was able to trigger. First, he's like, well, being out of town isn't an emergency. The lady did something. I don't know what she did. Maybe a little vex, a little voodoo, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
God was on our side.
It was an emergency, though.
Very much so. Got us the rental. And this dude super Dave blew me. At this point, this man's going to say, just put it on my card. 3 hours go by.
I was irritated. I was like, I didn't want to have my car at first, but I was like, fuck it. I'm trying to get the hell out of here.
3 hours go by, and now he said, just put it on my card.
Well, the thing is, they was going to charge a deposit out of your account, so it's like extra money you're going to spend. Instead, we could just use your credit card and get no deposit really charged. But
anywho, that was our first experience in New Mexico. Let's skip ahead. Some of the things that we did, shout out to Kai. We seen our friend Kai. Y'all seen Kai on here. Detox and Facts. Very positive brother.
Spiritual brother.
Positive spiritual brother. We appreciate the fact that he invited us out there. He works out there. He's about to come back soon. And from the hot springs that we went, which we'll show you the vlog of that, very nice natural hot springs, to the people who were surprisingly friendly in Albuquerque.
A lot of friendly people out there.
You would think that, people, where we from, people aren't always as friendly. Not to say that y'all not friendly, but people y'all don't know, y'all not always as friendly, right? And to keep it 100, people like us, right? Some people are not used to seeing us. It's not many of African American people out, and New Mexico, Albuquerque specifically, but they showed us mad love, right? And we appreciate that. Like I said, Don and Amber, Ace, as a car rental, if you need a car, go to Ace.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of cars, we caught a flat tire in New Mexico.
Yeah, that was random.
Random number one.
No, that's random number 2.
My fault. Random number 2. It didn't rain for how many days out there?
79 straight days. Then on the 80th day on the beer festival, it decides to rain twice, back to back.
Twice. We're coming back from Isleta Resort and Casino. Shout out that casino. That casino was wild.
Yeah.
That casino was wild.
It's a good ass casino.
Yo, we ain't never played craps. This dude roll like a 20 something. I roll like a 30 something straight street.
Yeah.
That joint was addictive. But we're on the way back.
That was random number 3 too.
Random number 3. We're on the way back and the freaking car starts saying I didn't hit nothing. I didn't swerve. Nothing. Next thing you know that it start happening. So we like, you feel that? He like, yeah. I'm like, wait a second. This happened in my Beamer. I remember what a flat tire felt like. So, by the grace of God, we wasn't in the mountains. We had just came back. Literally. And there's a Valero gas station. We pull over. That joint flash them up. So we know how to change the tire, right?
Yes, sir.
What happened, Dave?
So, I didn't know this until like this incident happened. But whenever you get a rental car, they got lucky handles on your tires.
It just means it's a lock for one of the lug nuts.
Yeah, pretty much so. Without you unlocking that handle, you can't take the wheel off the tire.
Can't take the wheel off the car. Therefore, you can't change the tire. Therefore, you're stuck. And we were stuck.
Now, you would think they would hand us like this little device to take off that lucky handle. But somebody whoever rented that car out before, took the lucky handle out of the car. So we're stuck with no lucky handle, and somebody got a lucky handle.
For free. And that only unlocks that car. So, in essence, shout out to Kai again, because he came, got us, scooped us, and I didn't feel like going out that night at that point. But he said, let's go out. We went out, had a bomb time.
Great
time.
Shout out to Martina.
Oh, shout out to Martina for Soup Day.
Yeah. Great time. Hopefully we see each other again. Oh, and Sandra too. Sandra. Shout out to you.
Hey, shout out to some of those people he mentioned. We'll leave that there. What I will say is drink prices and stuff like that is very cheap. But you gotta be careful drinking in New Mexico or any place with high elevation, because bro, 2-3 shots, it's like 9 shots. That stuff hit different, to the point where
we had 8 shots that night.
Not even 8. The first jump we had maybe 5, 6, not including the ones in the car. The ones in the car, okay, maybe 8. But for our first time being there, bro, we was lit due to some technical difficulties with the camera. We're gonna skip to the next part, right? Random things happen. Shout out to the people he mentioned. I don't know if y'all was able to hear that. And shout out to the mountains and the soil and the Pueblo and Native Americans.
I would say this. If y'all watch the ETM, which y'all have, because y'all are loyal viewers, y'all know he likes to talk about history, Marty, Mr. Garris. He's a history guru. That's his thing. He likes listening to history and stuff like that about the unknown. I don't really pay attention to history. Or I'm not really, that don't interest me. It's just not my interest. But going out to New Mexico, it gave me a different appreciation for the historical monuments, the mountains, the soil, all this he's talking about. And while he's explaining to me, and I'm just going and seeing the views, it just made me realize, wow, I'm actually interested in the historic part of New Mexico. How did so many people still live like this? how come like they try to take the lands for themselves like that? Like it's just a lot of questions you have like
when you see it.
Yeah, when you do see it.
Right.
And that's basically all I can say. It's just like I got a new appreciation for the historic part of New Mexico, and I see why people out there are friendly and how they act, because it's different. It's really different.
It is.
It's night and day from east side to west side right there.
And not even just the city life in general. Like Albuquerque is the city, right? And but even in the city, like it's big mountains, big country parts, big like I would describe it to GTA, and no offense to anybody from Albuquerque, because this is not offensive. But GTA 5, the part where like Trevor lives, if y'all know who that is, like it's not redneck, but like the parts where it's like lower class, it's like desert and dirt, like instead of grass it's dirt, and it's like it's just different. A lot of dust. I actually seen real life tumbleweed rolling through. That was cool.
Didn't see no rattlesnakes, thank God.
Yeah, but they were there. There were scorpions there, all the other animals. But I guess the most, what would you say from your perspective, Super Dave, was the most memorable thing that you can take from this?
I say two things. The road trip out to the hot springs.
Right.
Even though you got no signal. You have no signal. So don't try it. And the people that I met there. Definitely like different, because it's like more spiritual talk and everything.
For sure.
They're more open to like listen to you.
Yeah, and I'll say this. The most memorable things that I can take from there, I'll second the people, because just the talks and the random conversations, like we're outside the club and people just coming up, pulling up, talking to us, and just being us, people. Ladies and dudes, so it wasn't just one-sided.
It was such fun. What is it? Like
yeah.
The dude, like, remember he like hit one dude?
Oh, okay. We're gonna talk about that. All right. Let's say that.
This is round number 4, right?
Yeah. Let's say that for a second.
Yeah.
But besides the people, and the hot spring was too. Just for me, like you said, history buff, I don't know if the guru, but especially about the natives of this land, because I'm all about trying to find, paint the picture of history, the way that it originally is, not the way that somebody tells it. And just seeing some of their land, their petroglyphs and stuff like that, it's amazing. So I was happy to see that with my own eyes, and just seeing the big world as big as it is. Like, if it's big on that level in states, out the states, it's night and day too. Just imagine if you can go over some states and the land is vastly different. All right, and we're gonna end it with this last segment. So this segment is going to be what we like to call hit or miss. Now your traditional hit or miss, I don't know what y'all's is, but ours usually would be, in God talk, if you would hit this or miss this. This isn't that type of thing. This is whatever we say, a hit or a miss, right? So, the new, and I'm sorry y'all, I had to kind of threw me off a little bit, but the new, and I want to be very sensitive if I'm going to talk about this topic. The new, what was I going to say, right?
Just say it.
The new age, right? And by new age, I mean the youth nowadays, right? Are they more softer than when we were there, or are they more harder, or by harder just reckless, like less to live for? So are they more harder than we was, or are they more reckless?
said it's gonna be honestly a hit or miss, right?
Hit or miss, yeah. And why?
I would say this. They more softer, but based off of how the laws are now, it's more harder because they're more reckless in a way.
So the youth are more harder than we was and more reckless. Hit.
No, it's a miss because they're soft.
But you just said they're harder.
No, based off the laws, which they got access to a lot more stuff that we couldn't have. You know what I mean? Like guns. Like anybody decent can get a gun now. You know, so it's like they're more reckless with those.
With the way the field is set up.
Yeah, but they reckless, but they soft because they shoot people for dumb stuff. Let's be real. Like all this shooting incidents and all this stuff we read on the reports or how someone died or like how a kid got murdered. It's this dumb like.
Dumb when a kid get murdered.
Yeah.
But let's parlay that, right? Since we're talking about shootings, there's been a lot of mass shootings happening. Mainly Caucasians shooting up communities that's not even their community, or schools that's not even their school.
Right.
Is that an increased thing? Is that a constant thing? Is that a decreased thing? What do you think?
I think it is a decreased thing. Only because it's random shootings. It's like we don't got a lot of information, and only people who would have information on these people are like like FBI's or like investigators or agents like that.
You're saying like statistics?
Yeah, like why would they go to this community to shoot up this? Like it's nobody just randomly just does do this just to do it. Like,
I had a conversation. Somebody was like, "Is that's mental health?" I'm like, "That's mental health by definition of something is wrong with you." But for you
to target
something, that's more than mental health. That's just evil.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta call it what it is. A lot of people like to hide behind insanity and mental illness, and that messes it up for the people who cannot cannot think that out, cannot pre-plan that, cannot prep for that, cannot even institute a situation like that. So I think it's mental health by the basic definition of something is wrong with you. But I don't think that it's a thing where you can go shoot up a school and then you get, first of all, the police don't even shoot you. Right. They lead you up out of there, protect you, it seems like, right. And then sometimes they even go get you food. With the case of the Dylan boy, they got the boy Burger King or something like that. That was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and
it's an insight. I strongly believe, like, if you work for like a investigation crime or any type of organization like that, you have more insight scoop on individuals than the normal people.
For sure.
So they know something we don't know, which is why they didn't shoot him. Because if it was a black dude, they would shoot us.
If it's a black dude,
they would definitely shoot
or
us.
African American, whatever you want to call it, not only would they shoot you, but they're not going to have a debate about should we breach this school or not, especially in the last one in Texas. Like, I don't know how many people died for that, or even in New York, where, you know, the dude talks to an African American the day before. The dude was on the news, and then the next day he drives 3 hours away, goes to the same community, which is a minority basic community, and all that means is in New York the gun laws are very strict. So he going to a community where they're not going to have the type of weaponry to really combat that. And he knows this, that's why he's able to get so many off. I'll say all that to say, to answer the first question, I think it's increased, maybe because we have more visual, right, with the phones and stuff. But I'll also say it's constant because, I mean, every so often it just happens. Whether it's grown-ups, kids, but it really hurts where it's the schools and the kids or the movie theater, like places where you just, It just happens, and it's so freaking like, why? Like, we don't understand that.
So, piggybacking off your first question, about it's a hit or miss, what do you think about the youth? You think they more softer or harder?
I think the youth is more misled. I'm just gonna say that. So I would say it's a hit as far as more reckless. I'm gonna say miss as in more quote unquote harder because it's less. I don't see a lot of fighting, and if there's a lot of fighting, it's gonna go quickly to shooting. Like people say, why fight when I can get a gun? Why I don't fight, I shoot. That's like a thing now to where that's more like acceptable. I remember times where that wasn't the norm. That wasn't the most acceptable thing, but quickly it's been like that. The easier it is to get a gun, like you mentioned, and not even just DC, in any city. Like we seen a dude with a gun in Albuquerque. Yeah. To be honest, if we're gonna bring that situation up,
we did. Random number 5.
Random number 5, and we get up out of there.
We'll tell you more about this.
But let's just wrap it up because we know that this is just the introductory, y'all. More skits, more guests for sure, more information that's going to be just helpful. We're not just going to just say anything, right? We're going to take some of these crucial current event topics like we usually used to do, and we're going to explain it in a way in which everybody can understand, and we want to have the conversation, right? We want it to be able to be okay, and it's cool again to talk about stuff that's not going nowhere. You could smoke, you could drink, you could sleep, you could try to forget, but real problems don't go away till they get real solutions, right? You never put a Band-Aid on a scar. It's just not gonna be a fix, right? You gotta heal it. Gotta heal your wound. And again, follow our channel at Everything Matters.
Oh.
I think that's is that me? That's you.
That's me?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, man. Brother Ben.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Ben. But follow our podcast page at Everything Matters LLC on Instagram, all one word. Follow our page, mine first at legend_in_training.
You can follow me super_Dave_bless.
And follow the YouTube at Martin Garris, where we'll post most of the content, and then we'll transition the content to the Everything Matters page. We are at 95 subscribers. Help us get to 100. Then we'll roll to 2, then roll to 3, roll to 4, so on and so forth. When I say we're going to be super consistent, I promise you, by a day to 2 days, this will be out. And we'll already be working on the next topic. So without further ado, it's your boy Marty Marr, repping ETM, that's Everything Matters with
Super Dave.
And we are signing out. Peace.